What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. This week we're jumping back on the K10. Last episode you saw us reinforcing our 17,000 pound winch mount. We also got that shock hoop installed. Also, we installed our light bar. We got our KC lights mounted up and wired, and boy, those things are shining bright like a diamond. So now that we got all that stuff done, it's finally time to jump into the interiors thing. As you see here, this thing is pretty much gutted and ready to go. We have a full TMI interior going for this thing, of course, but this time we are using a really cool retro design. It's kind of like a plaid that you'd see like on a mountain man's shirt. So we're pretty excited about that. And before we get into that, we have a couple things to tidy up in here, like getting our gas pedal mounted. We got to get this metal patch installed. And of course, we're gonna be installing that restomod sound deadener. So let's get to it. All right, now that we got our speaker wires and all of our stereo system wiring ran, we got our sound deadener down. I got the carpet outside laying in the sun, trying to get some of the wrinkles and creases out. So I'm gonna go ahead and start test fitting our new dash pad. There's definitely gonna be some things that we're gonna have to fabricate. This whole section was cut out. I don't know if you guys saw the first episode we put out on this truck, but there was a big CD changer in here that obviously came out. But the problem is this truck was not factory air, so there's no duct system back behind this dash. So we're gonna have to put this dash pad on, basically mock it up. The second issue is this has no provisions, no like cutout, if you will, for the speakers. These are factory located small speakers up here in the dash. So we're gonna have to come in here, cut this fiberglass out, and maybe do some kind of like holes or something up here so that way you actually hear the stereo. So let's get this thing fit up in there and see what's up. These actually get through bolted right into the dash pad. We do, however, because this truck didn't have factory air, there's not that whole big duct system. So what we just got to come up with is a way to go from this rectangle to our 3-inch ductwork. Our plasma table wizard designed and cut up some aluminum adapter rings, and now he's drilling out a couple little holes in them so we can put some tiny little self tappers or some kind of screw. Found some fittings that worked out pretty well. Now that these will be able to receive our vent pipe. Like so. So now Mr. Kal-El is gonna mix up a little 2-part resin and get these things to be fixed on there permanently. While he does that, we're gonna get our new steering wheel mounted up. Sure is pretty. All right, we're making some pretty good progress here in the interior. Only a couple more things to do before we're ready to finalize our dash panel and our gauge cluster. Sean's coming here just to kind of go back over all the wiring, make sure we're all set before we put all this down. Lee came in the other day, stuck down our carpet kit. This one is the best one that I've seen fit to date, man. It actually worked out, so I'm stoked on that. You know, I said I would never buy another carpet kit. I hate carpet kits. I lied. So at this point, I'm gonna go ahead and get our buttons for our light bar up top installed. We're gonna be using our old ashtray. Nobody smokes anymore, so we don't need an ashtray. So this is gonna sit in here like so. But in order to do that, I'm gonna have to just make a little metal panel to stick here so we can kind of delete our cigarette lighter and have something to fasten this down to. So I'm gonna make a little template, cut out a piece of metal. Now we got our metal piece trim panel bent up, cut, ready to go. I'm gonna go ahead and pre-drill my 4 mounting holes. I'm gonna use this as a template. This is a bracket that they provide with the switch panel, which we're not gonna be using, but it does have our 2 holes here. So I'll lay out the center of my metal panel and be able to drill those holes out as well. And then I'll have to drill out a big hole here for our cord attachment. Once that's all done, we'll go ahead and paint it up, stick it in the truck, and we'll be done. Voila! Turn on your lights, boy. Now that Sean is moving along with our wiring in our dash, everything's looking pretty clean. I'm gonna get our dash pad prepped up, ready to go into the truck. I got all my stuff here. I spent a little time last week trying to figure out how these vents sit into these adapters. So these things clip into this, and then this gets through bolted into our dash panel. We made these custom little plates to adapt our vent hose onto these adapters. So at this point, I got everything to go, got all my hardware here. So let's get it together and get in the truck. Well, that was a whole lot of unexpected fun. I didn't realize I was gonna have to grind away so much of this fiberglass back here just to get the AC vents to fit. Now I'm completely covered in fiberglass. So at this point, our interior, all of our electrical stuff is all complete. We got power to our Holly dash, which means we are ready to put our dash pad in, kinda. So before I get my dash pad in, I'm gonna run all my ductwork off of our restomod AC to all of our designated spots where our vents are. We also have our defrost spots. So since this truck is gonna be up north with snow and rain and all that good stuff, we wanna make sure that Joey has defrost. I'm gonna make some plates to cover up these areas, and we're gonna be able to mount our defrost vents onto those. So I gotta go over and cut some pieces of steel. These are the adapters I'm gonna be using. I got 2 of them. So I'm gonna be making a plate like this so that this can be mounted on the middle of our plate with a cutout, and then our dash pad is gonna sit right over it. All right, we got all the ductwork ran to the designated areas underneath the dash. Very tight in there. These big hands don't really work out so well, but we got it done. So at this point, we're ready to kind of bring our dash pad over and land some of these ductworks into the dash pad. Get that put in, and then the gauge cluster goes in. All right, well, that's pretty much a wrap for the TMI interior in our K10. I must say, I was a little hesitant at first with this pattern, but I think it looks awesome, man. It really kind of goes with the truck. This truck's going up to Washington State, up in the woods, so this has a very woodsy, retro style to it. The antiqued weathered brown leather. Looks awesome. These door panels are sick. We do have a couple things that we need to get in order to finalize our door panels, like this trim at the door handle. We're also waiting on our new vent window assembly. That is coming from Precision Gasket Company. They're just putting this product out on the market. So as far as I know, we're like the first ones to get it. So that's pretty cool. Let me hop up in here. We got our brand new steering wheel. This is the first time I've seen this steering wheel. It's made really well, man. I'll definitely want to check these companies out. Maybe we'll throw the link in our description below. We have power going to our Holley EFI. I think this is the 6.83 inch Holley Pro Dash. We're ready to fire this puppy up here. We have power going to our restomod AC control. Boom. We got all of our ductwork to our vents. So we're just gonna have to charge the system. We'll be ready to start blowing some cold air. We got to sort out a shift lever. Other than that, man, we're pretty much ready to go. So that's a wrap for the interior. We are very close to getting this thing fired up. It is looking like a truck. It's looking like it's ready to go down the road, but I know we have a couple things left to do. Andrew, what do we got left to do to get this thing to fire up, man?
I just got to put the distributor in it. No, this thing's
so silly.
This thing's not getting a distributor, but we do need to get some engine parts for the LT4 so we can get it fired up. We're getting rid of the map sensor in here, so we need an intake air temperature sensor and a separate map sensor, along with a couple other small things for the cooling system, and then we should be able to put a tune in it and get this thing running. So that's going to be happening very shortly. Everything's in the mail, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, a lot of stuff actually came the other day, but that's beside the point.
Yeah.
Today we were concentrating on the interior, so if you guys like the TMI interior we put in here, make sure you let us know in the comment section below. And if you don't like it, you'll probably tell us that too. So either way, thanks for watching, thanks for subscribing. We'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.
Later.
Later.